안녕하세요, 더빙걸입니다. 오늘 해볼 게임은 암이라는 이름을 가진 드래곤이라는 게임이고요. 시작. 이 게임은 이프로님께서 스팀 선물해 주셨습니다. 감사합니다. 아이의 목소리가 들리는데요? 저거 먹어야 되나 보다. 점점 뭐야, 애 얼굴이 없어. 애야 뭐야, 사람이야?
Oh, don't touch the birds. No.
냠냠냠.
Don't touch the birds. No, they're gross. Yeah. Okay.
빵이 되게 많네.
Oh, guys, give Joel some bread.
Mom, he threw the whole piece.
Well, Isaac, you gotta give him little pieces. He doesn't understand. Here you go, Joel. Here's a piece. Okay, now you try.
Joel's almost 5, right?
Yeah.
Mom? But he can't talk.
It's true.
Yeah.
We always can talk.
Yeah, I know.
Why can't Joel?
Well, Joel got sick right after he turned 1. And,
Kind of slowed him down a little bit, buddy.
yeah. So he's just slower than most kids. I think eventually he'll catch up.
You think Joel will read?
Yeah, I think Joel will read eventually.
Well, I think, of course. It's just the way. Because, you know.
Yeah.
Joel's supposed to be a boy. But he's a baby. He's a boy baby.
Yep, he's a boy baby. That's just about right. You know, there's lots of things Joel isn't good at, but there's some things he is good at. What is he good at?
He's eating, laughing,
Yeah.
and making him laugh.
You are good at making him laugh. How do you make him laugh?
I fall down.
Yeah. That's really funny when you fall down.
He's good at doing us what he loves.
Yeah. What does Joel love? Wawa. In cups and bathtubs. And the warm, wet tongues and the cool fur of Das. And maybe the sweet was of daily affection. And bye-byes. And blown kisses. And more. Oh, always more. This full list of words. So few words.
없었어. 보는 건 줄 알았는데 여기로 가네.
Is it time?
No, but very soon.
Do you think they know? Can they sense it?
None of them know.
No one ever realizes how short the time is.
방금 건 부모님들 대화인 걸까요? 애가 둘인 것 같은데. 이건 뭐지? 보는 건가? 아까 여기 왔던 곳이네. 이대로 쭉 가보죠. 이번에도 길이 있어요. 여기랑 여기 일단 가볼게요. 눈 모양 쪽으로 가면 이런 말이 나오네.
They will with time.
You don't know that.
너는 모르겠지만 글씨가 좀 묻히네요. 흰색 바탕이라. 그리고 약간 시야가 되게 아래쪽이네. 위쪽이 아니라 뭔가 기어가는 듯한 느낌?
What is pain without a word for it? What is hope without a word for it? Who is God? What is joy?
아, 얘가 셋인가?
Who am I to him? Dada.
Who's that? Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well. Yeah. He's been very peaceful all afternoon. Oh, yeah. Who's that? Let's tell him, Caleb, that Joel's doing really well.
이건 뭐지?
Hey babe, just got done at the doctor. Now they think that maybe he's throwing up all the time because he has acid reflux. So they gave me a medication and we can give it to Joel, and they said we have to give it at least 3 full days. But that if he's still throwing up after that, then we can come back. And I mentioned the head tilt thing again, even though they keep saying it's not related, but you always have to mention that one weird outlying thing. So I told them how his head was tilted to the right, but they still say that that's probably not related at all. So I guess we'll just give this a try, and I don't know, I'll tell you more about it when we get home. Are you ready?
아, 같은 애인 것 같은데? 보니까 같은 애가 여러 군데 있는 거.
Set? Go!
내가 A 시점이 되는 건가?
Okay, Joel, ready? Ready? Set? Here comes Joel. Go! Go! Ready?
하는 쪽으로. 화면을 아이의 시점으로 보여주는 것 같은데. 없어졌다. 응? 뭐야? 아이의 시점으로는 지나가는 그런 소리가 드래곤 같은 걸까요? 아까 뭔가 헬기 소리 같은 게 나면서 지나갔는데 우리 눈에는 또 드래곤으로 보였잖아요.
Fear is cancer's preservative. Cancer's embalming oil. And you, O accuser, are fear's oil salesman. You're a snake. A serpent. A dragon with snuffed out coal on his breath, molting, and talons broken from the struggle to free yourself of your own skin.
병원 같은데? 헬기 타고 병원 이쪽 섬 같은 데로 온 건가? 되게 외진 곳에 있어요.
Hey, do you want to rock? Okay, let's rock. There we go. Oh, shh, 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 shh.
뭐 차고 있나 본데? 응? 뭐가 왔어요.
Hey babe, I was just thinking, do you ever think maybe Joel can hear better than he's supposed to be able to? Because I know, like, it's supposed to be moderate to severe hearing loss, but sometimes, like today, he hears music playing before I do. So I saw him dancing, and I had to look around to hear that a song was playing. And I just don't, like, if his hearing loss is that bad, I can't imagine. I don't know, I just wonder about it. Anyway, call me later. Bye.
얘가 청력까지? 아까 암 얘기가 나왔는데 아이고 뭐야. 어떻게? 바뀌었네요. 뭐야? 일단 여기로. 새벽이네. 불이 켜져 있고. 뭐야? 응? 다섯 개? 개수랑은 상관없는 건가? 시간 지나간다. 봐봐요. 시간이 계속 지나가. 중간에 깼었나? 저기 풍선이었구나. 움직일 수 있어. 이렇게 왔다 갔다 해야 되나? 뭐야 옆에. 이걸 안 부딪히고 가야 되는 건가? 깜짝아. 안 부딪혀야 되나봐요. 난 다 부딪힐 생각인가 본데. 아니 근데 안 부딪힐 수가 없어. 부딪히게 만들어 놓은 걸 거예요 분명히.
Oh, hey. I just wanted to take a shower. Is that okay? Are you okay with Joel? Okay, thanks.
걔랑 있네? 언제 저기로 갔지?
She's so calm. She doesn't have to.
Easy X.
이게 의미하는 게 뭘까요?
You got the puppy. You got the puppy.
리리야. 스크린샷 찍고 싶었어. 가볼게요. 마지막 치료 축하 파티? 마지막? 어두워진다. 방향키래. 방향 살짝 틀면은 옆에 그림 봐지는구나. 그림이 굉장히 많아요. 다 볼지 아니면은 그냥 지나가 볼지 한번. 이렇게 대강대강 보도록 하겠습니다. 뒤로 걷고 있는 거야? 뭐야? 핸드폰. 보이스메일.
Hey honey, we're on our way home from the hospital now. So if you wanted to preheat the oven starting in about 30 minutes, that would work and we could throw in that lasagna. Do you know how they celebrate off-treatment day, like when kids are done with their treatments? I guess maybe you don't because you're not in the clinic as much as I am, but on someone's last day, they always bring them a cake and they sing happy off therapy day to you. Anyway, that happened today. I mean, it happens a lot, but today I cried. I just wanted that day so bad, you know? I just we're not ever gonna get that day. If he's better, we won't know that he's better. We don't get a day. Anyway, okay, call me if you can. There's probably traffic, so I could talk on my way home. All right, bye.
파티. 피해. 블루베리 먹어. 선물인가? 얘가 좋아하네. 바나나가 박혀있어. 에? 방사선 지휘. 뭐야 지금? 자빠졌어. 뭐야?
Well, how long is it going to be before we can have some answers?
왜 이래?
Did
왜 이렇게 된
anyone
거야?
ask the doctor?
Okay, is it just the doctor on call or is this our doctor? Well, because the on-call doctor is just a resident.
Is there a way we could talk to our doctor? It just seemed like yesterday in clinic they were going to let us go. I just want to know what the plan is.
Who canceled the treatment?
Isn't it dangerous for him not to get it? I thought he needed it.
자막 있어요. 있는데 저런 부분 안 나오는 것 같아요. 얘 혼자 있어. 뭐 맡고 있네요 또. 분위기가 심상치 않네. 이 풍선이었구나. 애 운다 어떡해. 여기서 나오는 소리야? 수술대인가? 뭐야? 아이인 건가? 그런가 보네요. 밑에 공이 있어. 애가 좋아하는 공인 건가?
Hey, it's you again. I love you, my friend. This is my favorite game. Do you want to see? Watch out, start it. You touch it right here, then a big lion comes. You know a scary lion? It's so loud. I can roar just like him. Yeah, hear me roar? Roar! Don't be afraid. You might want to cover your ears.
얘가 말하는 건 처음 보는 것 같은데.
Here comes the animals. Turtles is my favorite.
이게 뭐야? UIGC의 아이들과 그 가족들에게 나의 애정을 담아. 그거 못 읽나? 뒤에 뭐가 많은데. 암으로 돌아가신 소중한 모든 사람들, 아버지와 할머니, 행크, 마샤, 그리고 다른 사람들 모두 다 아름다움 속에서 평안을 얻으시길. 여러분들이 하늘 위에서 어떤 일을 겪든 간에 이곳에 있었던 인생의 끝자락에 있었던 것보다 더 행복하길 바랄게요. 보고 싶어요. 브래들리 쇼트. 중간에 있는 걸 못 읽나? 잘 클릭하면 오케이. 나의 영웅 헨리 M에게.
This terrible routine. Watching you, waiting for you to wake, hoping you will never remember these days of illness and treatment. One day, I'll bring you here, show you your tiny handprints on the wall, and you'll be annoyed that we all think of you as some big miracle. Cancer will be such a small part of all you could grow to be. You will tire of hearing about it. You won't want to see the cards and notes I saved. And I won't mind at all. I'll hold the memories of this hard day. You just leave it behind.
그때 어딜 갔어? 저기서 뭐가 튀어나오네. 이건가? 우리들의 이야기는 이제 막 시작된 거야. 이게 무슨 카드일까요? 여기 아까 이거 보니까 암으로 돌아가신 분이란 얘기 나와 있었는데 그리스도와 같다. 우리의 가슴 속에 깃들기를. 더욱 강한 존재. 일단 가보도록 하겠습니다. 문 여는 소리가 들렸는데 쭉 이어져 있네. 여기에도 있고 냉장고 쪽에도 있고. 이쪽은 갈 수가 없네요. 여기에도 쭉 있어요. 추모하는 글인 것 같습니다. 네, 저쪽으로 가라는 것 같습니다. 상황이 좋지 않대.
First thing in the morning, the horse checks his email. The new cotton mail. Farmer Bill plays fetch with the pigs.
시간 지나간다.
Farmer Bill plays hide and seek with the cows. In the winter, Farmer Bill plays hockey on the pond with the ducks. Farmer Bill always wins, but the ducks perform mightily. The horses invented a new scripting language called Equiscript. Farmer Bill plays chess with the horse. The horse always wins. Checkmate!
말을 안 하네 계속. 이것만 돌릴 수 있게.
The pigs wash the dishes after supper.
시간이 더 지난 것 같은데.
Farmer Bill can control space and time.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
내 시점으로 보는 거구나.
I knew it. No.
Has had a recurrence.
No.
Where is it?
Size matters. If I know how big it is, I can face it. I can size it up.
And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
이번엔 엄마?
I guess I have imagined it.
With an ATRT,
I've imagined it a lot, but not like this.
It is fatal.
It's different.
It's only a
thought I
matter
would
of time
sob
before it spreads to
uncontrollably
several locations.
Or puke just right on the floor.
You've already thrown all the
I thought I'd
chemotherapy
shake or
we have.
wail or something.
We can't continue to give him chemotherapy.
guess
that
this
we
is
know it's
shock.
resistant to.
Tragedy, he said. That's right. That's the perfect word for this. It's a tragedy. I wonder if he says that every time. He's crying a little. You'll love him for that. He's not callous, he's genuinely sad. She is too.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
거의 뭐 절망적이네요.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
Prediction time again. No matter what I say, they'll wish it was longer. But sometimes longer is worse. A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Is Nick crying?
How long are we talking about?
How am I going to hold it together now?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
이게 뭘까?
Oh, miracles are
How
scary.
long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
시간 아예 돌려야 되나?
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
I knew it.
시간에 따라 이 사람들이 하는 말이 다 다른가 본데요.
Size matters. If I know how big it is, I can face it. I can size it up.
It's quite small at this point,
얘가
but
없어.
unfortunately the size isn't terribly important.
이거 없어.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
얘가 안 보이는데?
I'll nod my head.
With an ATR
Yeah, whenever I ask sciencey questions, I nod my head,
It is fatal.
digesting every Latin word,
It's only a matter of
hoping it
time
will
before
stick
it
to my
spreads
ribs,
several locations.
become part of me.
We've already thrown all
That if
the
I ask
chemotherapy
enough questions, that maybe I can get my
We can't
brains
take
around this
any
cancer,
chemotherapy that we know it's resistant
and I
to.
can choke it to death. I love asking good questions. It impresses them. They'll be impressed with the way we handle all of this. Such good, thoughtful parents that ask such good questions.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're
This is
very
not
good
what I wanted.
at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
Oh, miracles are
How
scary.
long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Science, it's simpler, measurable. I give A and B and I subtract C and I get this result, and I can do something to control it, or at least have the sense that I'm controlling it. But now all we have left is a miracle, and miracles are
We'll do a lumbar puncture
fickle.
and talk to our radiation oncologist.
They don't always come, and we don't always know why. What if Joel's miracle doesn't come?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor
I hope he lives. I've always hoped. But now I can't do anything but hope. Oh, radiation. At least we can do something. Hope doesn't require signing papers or driving to hospitals or holding Joel in my lap. Hope is for something someone else has to do for us. And when doctors can't, well, invisible Jesus must.
We're so sorry.
이 사람들 시점으로 좀 봐볼게요.
Oh, wow. This is that conversation. Can't imagine we're having that
Has had a
conversation.
recurrence of his tumor.
Where is it? How big is it?
Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important.
아,
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
이렇게 다 눌러보니까 대화 내용이 무슨 내용인지 이제 다 보이네요. 아까는 부음만 나왔었는데
I guess I have imagined it.
With an ATRT,
I've
since
imagined
you
it
have
a
recurrence of
lot,
any
but not
kind,
like this.
it is fatal.
It's different.
It's only
I
a
thought
matter
I
of
would
time
sob
before it spreads to
uncontrollably
several locations.
or puke just right on the floor.
We've already thrown all the
I thought
chemotherapy
I'd
we
shake or
have at
wail
him.
or something.
We can't continue to give him chemotherapy
guess
that we
this
know
is
it's resistant
shock.
to.
Tragedy, he said. That's right. That's the perfect word for this. It's a tragedy. I wonder if he says that every time. He's crying a little. I love him for that. He's not callous, he's genuinely sad. She is too.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
I guess I'm going to cry after all because they love us. And they love Joel, and
We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
how long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Four months. What is that? February? So we have Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Joel's birthday, maybe Valentine's Day, and that's it? And we still haven't told anyone I'm pregnant. Too scared they'd think it was irresponsible. And now this? They'll think it's a replacement baby. I don't want a replacement.
Radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it's spread here, it would spread other places too.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so sorry.
의사 선생님 시점으로.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good. Parents always ask how big. Wrong question. They should ask where it is. Location is everything. Slow death or quick, symptoms and losses all come down to where. Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't
크기보다
terribly
위치가
important.
중요하다.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
저런 생각을 하고 있었구나.
With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal.
이 라틴어
It's only a matter of time before it
남발한다고
spreads to
했었죠.
several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to,
아이고.
so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
Prediction time again. No matter what I say, they'll wish it was longer. But sometimes longer is worse. A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
몇 주에서 4개월 된다고 했을 때 부인분은 발렌타인데이까지 조엘 생일 이러면서 그게 다냐 막 이런 식으로 얘기하셨었죠.
Okay, I said fatal. I said not curative.
아이고.
Have I said the word death yet?
아이고.
I can tell they understand, though. A whole new vocabulary. All the rules are different now. I think it's really sinking in. Oh, she's crying. We should wrap this up soon. All the details can wait. Radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation do?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here, it has spread other places too.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
And there it is. They get it now.
The MRI?
They've always been clear.
Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before.
Well, it's in the frontal cortex.
Those were their last
That's
normal
quite small at
minutes,
this point, but
and
unfortunately
they
the
didn't
size
even
isn't
know it.
terribly important.
I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good. He's been making progress, his weight is up. It's just hard to believe that we only made it halfway through chemotherapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was gonna make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
치료를 할 수 있다라는 얘기는 아니죠.
Is Nick crying?
How long are we talking about?
How am I gonna hold it together now?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
I cannot cry.
Given you a lot to think about already.
They shouldn't feel like they
I'm
have
going
to
have
comfort
you
me.
back Monday and we can talk about palliative treatment.
Palliative?
Palliative is medicine you give at the end of life to improve the quality of life. Its goal is to treat the symptoms, but it can't cure Joel.
We'll do a lumbar puncture and talk to our radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation do?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here, it would spread other places too.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so sorry.
Thank you.
How do you do this?
We can do this because it is an honor to know Joel and to know you, to treat him and to be here for you during this difficult time. Thank you. That means a lot.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
The MRI?
They've always been clear. Joel's had a recurrence of his tumor. Well, where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex, and it's quite small at this point. But unfortunately, the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy is failed. This is a tragedy. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It is only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue moving.
어디로 가야 되지?
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're very good at end-of-life care. Very good at managing pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
얘가 없어 얘가. 뭐지? 물속에 가라앉았어. 이렇게 까만색이 암세포 같은 걸까요? 계속 나오네. 젖병이야. 새? 내가 새야?
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
영어.
Guys, are you ready for bed?
Joel, lay down. Okay. Should we do a song?
Sure.
Okay, big boys, why don't you come in here and we'll sing the littles a lullaby.
I'm tired.
I know, it's bedtime. Ugh, okay. Oh, Elijah. We've been through so much already. This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the
이건
struggle
번역이
we've
안 됐대요.
already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit. We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
여기로 가봐야 되나 봐.
So, how long will we be in California?
I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home. As this long day draws to a close, I am tired, but not sleepy. My face is puffy from crying. I have a dry throat and dry hands, a slight headache, and a desire to write down absolutely everything. I want to describe the feeling of being entirely empty and entirely resolute. I want to explore how I can be deeply sad and incredibly hopeful at the same time. I want to talk about holding Joel's hand, walking down the hall wanting to soak in the moment, to memorize the feeling of having his hand and mine, to let it matter, and then hating that my thoughts swing to, because what if I can't hold his hand one day? And hating that thought, wishing I could just appreciate each second of Joel without that appreciation spilling into the pre-morning I refuse to do because I believe he will live. But instead of fighting the brief thoughts of mourning, choosing to fight instead that lie that says that those thoughts betray some doubt, some mistrust of God, when I know that those thoughts make me human. That God knows I am human. He doesn't make Joel's victory dependent on me never feeling unsure.
엄청 많이 있어.
I won't let myself hold anything back this time. I would rather feel disappointed and let God heal my heart than to feel like I did not push myself as far as I possibly could in faith for my son.
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalwinsky, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys, normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
Her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents, supernatural miracles. I envy her.
Hop in bed, boys. Let's go.
Boys, get in bed.
Oh, can you at least tell us a story?
Sure.
Okay. This is the story of a very brave knight named Joel.
Joel the baby knight?
Yes, Joel the baby knight. But he's also Joel the very brave knight. And he was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
Because of his tumor? Where does the dragon live?
In a forest.
Is the dragon big?
Very big.
어우 깜짝.
Does the dragon breathe fire?
So much fire, you guys.
So, Joel has armor, like a sword and a shield and stuff?
Ooh, or maybe a spear?
Yeah, that sounds good. So brave Sir Joel with his sword and his shield and his awesome spear and his super jumping was being chased by a dragon named Cancer.
What other superpowers does he have?
He also has grace.
That's not a superpower.
It's the best superpower.
Do you guys know what grace means?
Yeah, it's kind of like help.
Yeah, it's kind of like help. You know, and he's not the only one who's ever tried to fight this dragon. Some very brave knights have fought this dragon and lost. And some are able to drive the dragon off. And they can go home and they can quit fighting for a while. And the kingdom is safe.
Joel's been fighting this dragon for a long time, huh?
A long time.
But Joel found a nice empty cave where he could rest. And it seemed like the dragon couldn't find him.
여기가 그 방사선이었나? 방사선.
But just when he thought that the danger was past, the dragon found his hiding spot and came after him in the cave.
Well, that dragon's going to kill Joel. Joel's going to lose.
Why do you say that?
Because Joel is just a baby. Babies can't kill dragons.
You're right. A baby can't kill a dragon. But that's the best part of this story. God fights for Joel. So he fights that dragon Cancer right with Joel. And we know that God can win even if Joel can't. That's grace.
Well, what about Tim from Church Mom? He died from cancer. Wasn't God fighting for him? Didn't he have grace?
Of course God fought for Tim too. Tim fought so well. And he was so brave and so strong that God let him rest. It may have seemed like the dragon won because Tim died. We know that Tim's in heaven and that he's with God and that God is so proud of him. So maybe for Tim getting to be done fighting was grace. away and get in the boat.
I can't.
You have to, you'll drown.
We're already drowning. How can you sit there like that?
Despair doesn't help anything.
Neither does false hope. And I'm not despairing.
How can you say false hope? You're drowning.
Well, you're missing your oars. And you don't even know where you're going. And yet you're so sure you're gonna get there.
It's better than drowning.
Well, enjoy floating on the surface like you always do.
There's nothing deep about drowning. Just get in the boat.
You have to let me feel this. Someone has to.
That's not fair. I love him as much as you do. I just really believe we're going to be okay. I'm sure my expectation looks like denial, but seeing Joel dying does not make me any less certain that he will be healed. In some ways, I feel more certain, not because the same doubts don't come to me, but because I know that they will not be entertained much longer, because this chapter is almost finished, and we will have an ending one way or the other. So the doubts and fears that make me reaffirm that even if I'm wrong, this is where I stand, become less and less powerful. People's conciliatory words of comfort meant to reassure us and help us accept Joel's death don't sit well with me. They aren't offensive because I know the heart behind them is good, but they are weak words because it's so obvious to me that death is the given. I don't have to work to be ready for it or accept it. It is coming whether I would accept it or not. It has been coming slowly for so long. I don't have to work to understand that Joel is dying. It is obvious. Heaven is amazing. And so I'm not worried about death. It will come regardless of where I stand and wait. But now, death is circling close enough for redemption to finally feel closer. This is the part of the story where a daring rescue can thwart death's intentions just in time, perhaps when it looks like it's already too late. I want to watch for that. I don't need to focus my eyes on death, studying it and its slow progression. Its course is already clear. But there is a glory that is coming, and its journey to us is wild and quick and frightening, and I want to be watching for that glory. I want to stand trembling in awe before God and His power. Not sure that this thing that we've asked for is something we can quite manage, but trying anyway. Death is the given. But the life that is possible now for Joel, the miracle that could come now that death is so close, is something worth pursuing, worth risking everything to see with my own eyes.
또 들어가네.
Huh. The sunset looks pretty from here. The orange glow cast on the wall. Better than the muted colors of this hospital. I wonder why they choose blues and greens. They, the ones who choose the colors that heal. Green for life. Blue. For comfort. Purple stripes to hide the stains. This chair is too small and sticks to my skin. I hate vinyl. Blue, purple. The ocean, maybe? No, under the ocean. Silent, warm, and salty, like tears. He won't stop crying. I don't blame him. He feels miserable. I hate that we're here. I hate that he's sick. I just want him to feel better. I hate this room. I didn't used to. For a moment it was an adventure. I was cast as the compassionate and caring father, holed up with his fragile son in a small cleft in the rocks. The storm raging, waves ripping at the sharp black rocks below, and enveloped in my arms, he feels safe, and I am holding him firmly, trying not to slip. Because if you hold tight enough, nothing will take him. Right? Shh, 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 shh. It's okay, Jolie. Shh. Don't throw your head, buddy. Don't. Here we go, bouncing around. Do you like that? Oh, I love your giggle. Bounce around. Is that funny? A bounce, a bounce, a bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh, he won't stop crying. I'm hungry. I wonder if he's hungry. He's screaming louder. Buddy, don't you want juice? He hits the box. I don't catch it. He drinks it greedily. Big, deep gulps. Okay, Jolie, that's enough. Breathe, kiddo. And he does. And I wipe his face of snot and tears and juice. And then he vomits, and I catch it. I always catch it. I know you're thirsty, buddy, but you'll throw it up. No, don't grab too hard. You'll squirt all the juice out. Here, let me have it. It's so late, Joel. Lay down. I can't hold you. I can't make you feel better. Shh. Okay, buddy, okay. I'll hold you. Shh. Oh, Joel Bug. You look so miserable. No! Don't hit your head on the bars, Joel. Joel! I know you're mad. Please stop. Please. Stop. I shake. I weep. I pray. I plead. I need peace.
아이고.
I am empty. You are. I don't know what you are there. I want you here. I want you to call my son. I cannot. And you've brought us this far. He's still here, not dead, not there, with you. Oh God, I want him here with me. Please. Peace. He sleeps. Thank you. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus and his disciples are on a boat. And a furious storm hits the sea, and everyone thinks they're gonna die. And where do you think Jesus is? Rowing alongside them? No. He's asleep. In the back of the boat.
저쪽에 뭐가 있는데 볼 수가 없네.
So his disciples are freaking out and wake him up, and they say, "Don't you care if we drown?" So Jesus gets up and he says to the storm, "Quiet, be still." And the sea becomes completely calm. Then he asks his disciples why they are so scared and if they have any faith at all. Like he was frustrated with them. Because even though Jesus said, "Let's go to the other side of the lake," his disciples thought he was going to just let them die.
Oh, we're in Nevada. We're in Nevada. We're in Nevada. We're in California.
So, now that we're in California, how much longer to San Francisco?
So Joel died. Everyone does eventually, I suppose.
They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves
Joel! The Bible tells me so. But more than that, if he does die, will Jesus even care? Will he weep for him as he did for Lazarus? Will he weep for me? I think greater than my fear of death is that of insignificance. Or rather, my default assumption is that my thoughts and passions and loves and the stuff of my being are insignificant. How could the creator of all that is and ever was love my son as he did Lazarus? And could my soul stranded on this blue raft awash in a sea of stars, ice, and dust matter enough to him to turn his hand in mercy? Even while Jesus wept for Lazarus. 5 minutes later, he raised Lazarus from the dead.
I'm sorry. I should have known we'd both end up in the same place. We always do. It just scares me every time. I just really believe he'll be healed. I know you believe too, just when you act like that, I get all unsure.
I don't know that.
What do you mean?
I just hope that. I don't know.
뭐야? 나무? 움직이네요. 저것도 그건가? 암세포인가? 저기 위에 누구 있다.
Father, I pray right now that you would touch Joel right now. You created the cells, Lord, you created his body, you created everything that makes him up, Father. Father, you say in your word that you do. Father, I pray you bless the night, the number of crazy blessings and finances.
꺼지는데?
God, come save him. Lord, rise up. My God,
My God, let this boy's life return to him.
아직 뭐 없는 것 같은데? 뭐야! 막혀있어. 뭐지?
Lord, rise up. My God, come save him. Will not let you go unless you bless him. I will not let you up unless you bless him. God, come save him.
뭐 하니까 나가지던데? 순서가 있나?
You give us eternity. You give us heaven. You give us love. You show us the love. You show us the
Pray with all the strength, with all the faith that is in us, Lord. There is no time left for this child on this earth. And God, so we come to you, Lord, with faith in all children, with faith as small as mustard seed. And Lord, we speak in the name of Jesus. Oh my God, let this child's soul come back to you.
He was not in the wind. He was not in the earthquake. He was not in the fire. He was here in a gentle whisper.
So here we are. And the air is emptier without his laugh, and yet our hearts are still full, though with a different drink. And this ride we've been on for so long is silent, and so also the Lord. And so we sit here in this new silence, and long for the music to start again, and for the disc to spin again, even if it means going round and round for many more years. For at least we would be moving, and Joel would be laughing here on earth, and not only in heaven. But in this space, I sense his silence is only because he is drawing his breath. And now we know love and longing, empty and full, all in one moment. And I am grateful that we loved him well, and that we miss him well. And I hope that in the Lord's next breath, he will whisper his love song to you, his beloved, and that you will know him differently and more deeply. But now, we grieve in silence, yet not without his presence.
피크닉?
I remember you. You made it too. I'm glad you're here. I love it here. I bet you have liked it too. Look at all of these pancakes. Did you ever see pancakes like this? They're big as me. A big one is for me. A little one is for my dog. I always wanted a dog, and now I got one. I even got to name it Manju.
만주.
Whoa, Bubbles? I love Bubbles. Look, I can touch one. Manju's out to catch a bubble. He likes to bite them. I want more bubbles. I love the bubbles. Come here, Manju. Have another pancake.
Oh.
I can eat whatever I want. I never fall. These are the best pancakes I ever had. I love them. You like pancakes? You can have some. I got a lot. Everything tastes like syrup.
저 다 먹일 생각인가? 어.
you.